Right, this should be a nice quick one today. We've got a 3DS. It's badly cracked along the front. I'm going to replace that with this one here, which has a small crack on the front here and here. So while it's not perfect, it is better than what's on there. And also the digitizer needs replacing. So I'm going to get this apart. It should hopefully be a fairly quick one, this. Obviously there are 8,000 screws to remove, because of course there are. I'll come back to that one in the corner. It's being obtuse. Someone's had a go at this screw before. It's properly chewed up. Well, this screwdriver. Help our cause. Yes, it will. And we've got the small one at the top. While we're in here, the L and R buttons were supposed to be a bit iffy, so I'm going to soak them. With plenty of that. This is the ribbon for the touchscreen, hiding under here. While we've got the soldering iron on, I will just, these charging jacks quite often fail, so while we're in here I may as well just strengthen it up a bit with a bit extra solder. Not 100% necessary, but okay to do as we're in here. take this screen out. And I can leave that board over there. Just go and get a replacement digitizer. Looks like the right one. Now, peel this plastic off. Get that nicely in there. So that's that on. I probably should just get rid of those couple of fingerprints I just put on there. And that can go back in. Peel off that one. Then we'll dump that in. It might be a good idea if I don't stick the ribbon cable for the touch screen down with the rest of it. There we go. So now that can go back in. And we can get to reassembling this. Like I said, this should be a nice quick one unless I break something or something goes awry. That's the one. Right, let's have a couple of screws in. go. Now just to get the green ribbon in. And then the backlight, which I've broken. Oh. It's got to come to pieces. Well, that's just shit. Well, it's a good job we've got one over here with a spare one of those, so that I can get the heat gun out and take it off and replace it, because I've managed to knock the top off of that. And for me to do that, I'm going to do it later because I've got stuff to do now. So all of this is staying here and I'll be back later. Okay, so I'm back. I've done what I needed to do, and now I need to remove this from its case so that we can replace that ZIF connector. Ever so troublesome. I had hoped this would be a nice quick fix, but of course I cocked it up. Right, pop that one to one side. Will not power off. I'll use a different one, because obviously the one that doesn't power off still powers on and works to a degree, so it could be potentially solved, whereas this hasn't got a sticker on it, so I've got no idea what's wrong with it, so it's just coming off. Now, I'm gonna need a PCB holder. How best to attach this? Yeah, that'll do. And I'll gain a bit of height. Right. Get that out of the way, as I need that. That board, less important. This board, quite important. Although obviously taking this one off underneath, again, less important, because that is officially useless. off it comes. May have mullered that in the process. No, that's all right. So, back to getting this one on there. Yeah, I've definitely knackered this. Yeah, we've got a bridge, so well, we're not clearing it with the heat, so let's try the ridiculously sized iron. You know when something clearly hasn't worked? That is this right now. Okay, that might have actually worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, that doesn't look fantastic, but it has gone on by the looks of it. So we could be quids in. Well, we could have fixed the damage I caused. Clean it up carefully. Yep. Right, now on the other side, I am going to need to peel off this button membrane because I forgot to do it beforehand and I've melted it. And whilst it might work, it's not fantastic. So I'm going to use one from another board that is much more aesthetically pleasing. There we go. Right, let's try and put this back together now and see how it fares before we change out the top section. And maybe I'll try and find some tweezers that aren't covered in fleck. Let's see what these plastic ones are like. Obviously no good for hot work because they will melt, but they might be alright for putting ribbons in. I have to say they're not great. But they're not terrible. They're just not great. Right, here goes nothing. Oh, give us the ones that are flipping covered in goop. Oh mate, in your forever home. Right, before I get any of this buttoned up properly, that's getting attached, and I'm holding a battery in to see if it will power on. Two screws, that's what you get, 2 screws. Just so that things don't fall out. No pops. Right, okay, so the touchscreen works and the backlight works, so that's successfully changed the touchscreen and fixed the damage I caused. So I can get these screws in. SD card reader down. Volume slider, get that in place. Yep, Wi-Fi is there, super. So yep, that's on there. Get those two in. Now all this time those L&R buttons were soaking, but just give them another little bit of juice, because the original listing said that the L&R buttons didn't work. Well, I tested it. The right one worked fine, the left one was a bit wonky, but after a bit of use it started to become more usable, so it's just grubby. Hopefully that sorted it. Not overly keen on that screw, so it's not going to go in. I'll put one from something else in there later. I've got a whole box of spare screws for these, so that's not a problem. We will put the top one in for the cartridge slot area though. In fact, that one can come out of there for the time being and go on the outside edge. Battery in, and we need to just nip one of them on. So we need to take out these little rubber bits. To give us a bit of purchase on here. Lift off this gammy screen. 6 screws in the top here. Four across the top and then one each side of the bottom frame. And then simply fold that up, and that should split there. And come off fairly easily. There we go. Oops. Knock the 3D slider off. Put that back on. And then just, yeah, pop this one straight over. Unfortunately, I don't have a really good condition one, but that one's the best I have, so that's what's going in. The spares box has been decimated over Christmas. Although I have got my eye on a few auctions for 3DSs and some new 3DSs, but we'll see if I win them or not. I might do. If I do, you'll see them. If I don't, well, you'll only see them if you've bought them. Right, let's get a top green thingamy bob from here. Get that stuck on nicely. Pop the little rubber pieces in the side, but these are here to stop the screen touching this, which then leaves scratch marks down there. But they don't reach far enough, so you still get your scratch marks along there. And hopefully that'll turn on. And my repair job will be complete. Look at that. Look, the R button's working, the left button's working, volume's up. There we go, sorted. So that was a nice quick fix that I then made into a slightly longer fix by snapping off the little clasp that holds the backlight on. So cool, thanks for watching. I'll see you around in the next one. Take care, bye.